How's it going, guys? My name is just 𝗦𝗛𝗢𝗨 and welcome to my channel where we try to bring out the potential of every Pokemon available. Today's focus is on the 𝗦𝗏𝗡𝗡𝗏 Pokemon Luxray. Luxray is easily in my top 5 favorite Pokemon, and can you blame me? It's got such a cool design. Competitive wise though, not so good. Until today. With the Guts ability doubling our attack when inflicted with a status like Burn, and the Flame Orb to guarantee that burn as well, this beast hits very hard. Give it strong moves like Stab, Supercell Slam, and Terra Fairy Play Rough, then also Trailblaze to raise its lower than average speed, and you're good to go. Let's get started. And the battle begins. Good luck, have fun to my opponent. They're going to lead off with Dralistico, which is the Dragapult, as I led off with Sizzle. So there is a 50-50 chance here that they're either going to go for a Willow or a Flamethrower. We don't know what set this is. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to... People are going to hate me, but I'm going to switch out straight away into Primarina. I know, we're switching out. I know, unfavorable matchup and all that. And we'll bring in Penelope, then Primarina. Nice and shiny, gotta love it. And they go for a Will-O-Wisp. So really, I could have gone... I was debating whether to go into Luxray or not, to be honest with you. But I'm kind of glad I didn't, because they could have gone for a Draco for all I knew, you know. But they go for the burn, and that's fine. I'm a Primarina, I don't mind that at all. They pretty much have to go into Scizor here to take a Moonblast. So I'm going to go for a Flip Turn, predicting the switch. They go for a U-turn, which is fine. That's going to do no damage pretty much. But we get a free Flip Turn on whatever they bring in, and they don't have a Water Absorb or a Storm Drain Pokemon, so it's probably going to be Ninetales, I'd say, or Scizor. It's got to be one of the two. Winter Hymnal, which is going to be the I love the Ninetales. Okay, so that's fine. Nice and shiny. They get the Snow Warning up, which is fine. We're going to Flip Turn, do a bit of Chip. Nothing too drastic. And we'll go back into Scizor. Scizor is the best Pokemon to go into here. It does bait in the Taurus a little bit, but I'm not too worried about that. So let's go Scizor now. Scizor. And there is a couple of options they could do here. They could go into Iron Moth, or they could stay in and try and tank the Bullet Punch to get the Aurora Veil up, in which case we'd defog the next turn. So let's go for a Bullet Punch now. They could also Terra, but I don't think they'll Terra the Ninetales for some reason. They do withdraw. What are they going to go into? The Iron Moth would make sense. Bufferflow. I like that name. That's cool. Bufferflow. The Tauros comes in. They get the Intimidate off. They are an Intimidate set, which is good to know. We go for a BP. That's going to bounce right off that thing. Actually, did more than I thought it would. Oh, it's a crit. That's why. Crits are always fun. So, right. They get some leftovers recovery. It's good to know the leftovers. It tells me they're probably a bulk up set. In which case, I'm pretty safe going for a U-turn here. They do go for a bulk up, which is fine. All we need to do is go into something that can take both stabs and KO in the process. So we go for a U-turn here. It's going to do no damage because they've got a bulk up and an Intimidate on us. But the Pokemon that I'm thinking of going into is either going to be Primarina or Shiftry, because we've got the Focus Sash, or Salazzle to go for a Sludge Wave just in case they want a Terra. I am leaning towards that. I'm leaning towards that because it baits in the Iron Moth for a start, which is terrifying to our team. That's for sure. So I am leaning towards Salazzle. I am going to go into Salazzle. I'm going to go into Salazzle just because we are Trospect. I could Terra Blast Grass them in the face, but I'm not gonna. I'm going to Sludge Wave, of course. So I'm going to go straight for the Sludge Wave now and hope that it KOs. They go for an Aqua Jet +1. I didn't even realize that thing got Aqua Jet. That's awesome. Okay, so that didn't work out very well. We lost Salazzle. I could have Terra'd, I guess, but I didn't expect the Aqua Jet on a bulk up set. That's pretty cool. Definitely pretty cool. I didn't expect the Aqua Jet at all because I didn't realize I even got it. So what are we going to do instead here? I'm going to have to go Primarina, aren't I? I'm going to go Primarina. I know Primarina can take a hit. I should have gone into this in the first place, to be fair. Losing Salazzle isn't the end of the world because their team kind of does, you know, doesn't really care about Salazzle too much. So I'm going to go for a Moonblast now. And if they Terra, they Terra. If they don't, they don't. They withdraw. Okay, that's fine. What are they going to go into, though? Winter Hymnal, that's the Ninetales, right? Yeah, Ninetales comes in. Nice and shiny. We go for a Moonblast. That's going to do it. It's going to sting a bit. Yeah, it does sting quite a bit. And the snow has just stopped. So we're in a much better position because the best thing they can go for here is a Freeze Dry. Or... yeah, or they switch in Scizor. I'm going to go for a Surf just because it'll still KO the Ninetales, but it'll also hit the Scizor or the Iron Moth if they decide to switch that in. They withdraw. So are they going to go Scizor or Iron Moth or something else? Take a Moonblast. They go into Braviary. Nice and shiny as well, the Hisuian Braviary. We go for the Surf. It's going to still do a bit of damage. Oh, a crit. So if it didn't get a crit, that would be about half damage. So either way, it was a 2-hit KO, which is great. This thing's more of a special attacker, and we are Assault Vest, so I'm not too worried about this matchup. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go for another Surf. They go for an Esper Wing. That's going to bounce right off us, right? Yeah, it does. Boost their speed, but it bounces right off Primarina here. So we go for a Surf. Boom, Braviary goes down, which is fantastic. We get a KO, which is great. So with Braviary out of the way, we've got a few Pokemon that can threaten us right now. Scizor can probably take us out with a Bullet Punch if it's banded. And Iron Moth definitely can take us out. Scissor Sister, I like that one. That's a cool nickname. Right, so we don't want to stay in and take a BP, that's for sure. I think our best bet is our own Scizor and then U-turn. I think that's our best bet. So we'll switch out. And what I want to do is I want to get my Tailwind up. That's what I want to do. So we'll bring Scizor in. They go for a BP. It's going to bounce right off us. That damage tells me they could be banded, though. Potentially. We're obviously leftovers, but they could be banded based on that damage. They could be banded. So I think if we assume they're going to switch out, I'm going to go for a Tailwind here. And they go for another BP. That's fine. That's fine. We get the Tailwind up, which is great. Absolutely fantastic, in fact. And then we go for a U-turn the next turn. That's pretty much what we got to do. We go for a U-turn the next turn. And I'm thinking Luxray. So I'm going to go for the U-turn now. They go for another BP. That's fine. Whittling us down little by little. We go for a U-turn. That's going to do a bit of damage to them at least. And then this is the time we bring in the Luxray, I think. I think Luxray does a bit better here than Shiftry. Because we obviously resist. So we'll bring Luxurious in, the Luxray. Nice and shiny. Gotta love it. We get burned from the Flame Orb, which is fantastic. Now, we could have Fire Fang for all they know. I think their best option is going to be the Paldean Tauros Water. So I'm going to go for a Supercell Slam here. They don't have a ground type, so we can definitely pull this off. Unless they Terra Ground on the Scizor. But they actually stay in and go for a Bullet Punch, which is going to do a bit of damage. And as long as we don't miss this, which we don't. Oh, that's a clean KO on that Scizor. That's a clean KO on that Scizor. Luxray coming through right now. What an absolute beast. Realistico comes in. That is the Dragapult. So that is an interesting choice. So what we can do here is we can Terra Fairy Play Rough. Is what I'm going to do. Definitely going to Terra Fairy Play Rough because we've got the Tailwind up. We should outspeed here. And if we don't outspeed, because Dragapult is very fast. If we don't outspeed, we're at least immune to the Dragon Stab that could be coming our way. But it's more likely they'll go for a Hex. But I'm pretty sure we outspeed with Tailwind up. We do outspeed with Tailwind up. So the Play Rough's going to come through. Boosted by Guts and Terra. That is a dead Dragapult right there, which is fantastic. Luxray popping off. Which is all I could ever ask for with this team. I love Luxray. It's one of my favorite Pokemon. One of my favorite Pokemon of all time. But the Tailwind has petered out. Or petered out, sorry. In comes Windhamnel, which is going to be the Ninetales. So this thing can get the Aurora Veil right now, which I'm guessing they will do. Rather than going for a KO. So I think I'm going to go for... I think Play Rough's the better option, because at least if we miss... Now I'm going for a Supercell Slam. Screw it. They go for the Aurora Veil. Supercell Slam is a little bit more powerful than Play Rough. So we should be able to get the KO here, even for Aurora Veil. We don't miss, which is nice. That's a dead Ninetales. 3 KOs for Luxray. We are looking good for this game. We are looking pretty good. Pretty good, to be honest with you, in my opinion. Iron Muff comes in. This thing can take us out no problem. Especially if it's booster. They're Air Balloon, though, which is good to know. So I have to... to be fair, looking at the team, I'd say they've got Tauros, which can intimidate us. And they've also got the Iron Moth. I think we let Luxray go down here. I think that's what we have to do. Let Luxray go down. They go for a Fiery Dance. That's fine. That's going to definitely KO us. Yep, Luxray goes down. But it's fine because Luxray did so well this game. You know? And my opponent, they've just put in the chat, I forgot about Tailwind. And that happens to the best of us, let's be real. That can happen to the best of us. Right, so, is it time for Flygon? I think it's time for Flygon. So we'll bring Flygon in now. And what we'll do is, we'll Dragon Dance. We'll Dragon Dance first and foremost, and then we'll Scale Shot this thing. Because we can't Earthquake it because of the Air Balloon. But we should live a Dazzling Gleam. We should live a Dazzling Gleam, no problem. They go for a substitute. Interesting. So substitute is a very interesting move, but we have the scale shot, which can bypass it. Well, it'll destroy the substitute with the first hit, and then we can proceed to KO. Well, not KO necessarily, but we can proceed to do a lot of damage with scale shot. All that's going to ruin this is if we miss. So I'm going to go for the scale shot now and hope and pray that we don't miss. Scale shot comes through. We don't miss, which is nice. That first one should break the substitute and pop the air balloon as well. I didn't realize that happened, but no, it's the second scale shot's going to destroy the substitute. That's for sure. There we go. We got another 2 or 3 more scale shots coming their way at +1 attack, which is still doing no damage because of the Aurora Veil. But I thought it would do a bit more because Iron Moth has like booty physical defense, but it's fine. We lower our defense, we boost our speed. Luckily, the defense drop isn't really a problem against a special attacker like Iron Moth. They go for an energy ball. That is going to do a bit of damage. But even for Aurora Veil, can't save them from an Earthquake unless they Terra here, but they obviously aren't. So Earthquake comes through. Did they already Terra? No, they didn't Terra yet. So Iron Moth goes down, which is awesome. Flygon coming through right now. What an absolute beast. The snow has stopped, but the Aurora Veil is still going strong. So this Tauros is going to be a problem because it's going to get an Intimidate off, which takes us down to neutral attack. Now, I do have Thunder Punch on this thing to hit like Corviknights and like stuff like this. I think my best bet is to just go for it. I think that is the best thing to go for because they can go for a bulk up all they want. We still have the Primarina. They're going to Terra though. What type are they going to Terra into? Could they Terra Water to get more power on the Aqua Jet? They are Terra Water. Okay, so that's fine. Terra Water comes through. Terra Water comes through. And they go for the Aqua Jet. So they're trying to get the KO with the Terra Water. It might do. Doesn't quite get the KO, which is fantastic. Thunder Punch comes through. Obviously, the Aurora Veil's still there, so it's not going to do enough damage. But we had a defense drop from Scale Shot. I really thought that Aqua Jet would take us out for a second there, you know? So now, we know they're going to go for an Aqua Jet. We've still got the Focus Sash intact. Let's go for another Thunder Punch just in case they bulk up. Thunder Punch comes through. They did not... Oh, the critical hit with Flygon on the Tauros. You can't write this. You can't write this. I am so sorry to my opponent. That was an unfortunate bit of hacks right there because they definitely could have got a bulk up off and then they would have been able to KO us with Aqua Jet and still have the bulk up. But we did have the Shift Tree in the back with the Focus Sash who could have Leaf Bladed that thing to death. So it's not too game changing that crit, but it is what it is. So sorry about the crits. GG Ebony. That was a pretty fun one.